Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Now listen tight, folks, listen tight. Next week will be a 1 week holiday for WhatMap. Now if you've been following the channel closely or following social media or just basically chatting with me generally, you'll know that, well, the last couple of months have been really telling on me. Again, facing down a couple of punks who've been trying to break into my property, ongoing issues with the crash of everything, struggling through the post-COVID period, everything that we're all dealing with, all of that stuff. And then, of course, the DLC comes out and updates, and we've had one map just recently that just didn't pop because for some reason the graphical settings weren't working. Honestly, I need to do a complete rejig of my subscription list, and that is something that's going to take a long time. So to give myself a chance to get back on top of things, I'm going to take a week's break. I'm still here, I'm still working hard at it, and you're not going to be left with nothing to watch. I've got a brand new series that I think at least some of you are going to be interested in. Check out episode 1, which will be on Monday, and you'll know instantly if it's going to be for you or not for you. Still in gaming though, so there's always that. Right, let's get started. You know what to start with, don't you? Here we go. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Right, today's map is Kabuki, or Kabuki, going with that, by rastasCS. Right, rastasCS doesn't have an awful lot of experience because
it's my first map.
That's right. There's your start square. Probably the bleakest start square we've seen. It probably would work though. There's your terrain heights. Based on a real life location in Japan, we are off to Japan today. Then you've got resources which are fertile and forestry. Yep. And a fairly bland fishing if you have Sunset Harbour. Mostly shellfish. Don't be selfish, share. Off to the workshop. What do we need? No DLC required today. There are about 58,000 trees. So be careful. 58,000. Wow. And there's a one-click collection with, you've got a couple of trees there. The Eastern Red, the Taxodium, the Unlimited Tree mod because 58,000 trees, and some Japanese roads. Okay, down to ground level. You're going to notice something straight off the bat. That is, we've got a few trees right on the edge of the map here that are on the road. And this here, what's going on here? Let's have a little check to make sure that is a two-way road. Otherwise, yes, it's a two-way road. And that's the same road we're going to see from this Japanese road set. You notice there are a whole bunch of trees on these roads as well. Now, speaking of trees, going back to that one-click collection, checking the loading screen report, there are a couple of bits missing off. A couple of trees missing off there, you'll see. And also, at the bottom, those are street lamps. Those are custom street lamps, which are missing as well. So this road's going to be very dark at night, which, hey, listen, dark roads at night. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, a couple of things missing. Not sure quite how many trees to be missing off of the map. The 58,000 trees, the Unlimited Tree mod, that 58,000 trees, you probably have already seen 58,000 trees. There's that many trees. It's actually 580,000 trees, so a slight variance of about 90% there. But at least the mod is listed. And so yes, Unlimited Tree mod. Although, if you're not subscribed to the trees, which I happen to be, then they're not going to show up anyway. So it's one of those glass half empty, glass half full things, isn't it? Anyway, the map as a whole, it is a first time creator, so remember, kindness in the comments. Find something positive to say. Balance your comments. Say, well, there, what? I really like this. But grumble, grumble, grumble. This is how I try and do the show myself. Try and find something to grumble about, but also find something to really like as well. And as a Japanese style build, it does feel very Japanese to me. You can't see here, I have forgotten to switch on the traffic onto left-hand drive, but there is no through traffic anyway, so that doesn't matter. I don't even know why I've told you. Don't even know why I've told you. So anyway, so next week, please don't worry, I am absolutely fine. Sometimes a preemptive strike is what is needed in life. Where people take that, not that, when do I go on holiday? But when people take that summer holiday just to recharge their batteries. Well, I'm not in a position to be able to do that, but I can feel that my life is sort of like starting to crumble and tumble. So I'm getting a control of it now before it gets out. Because if it gets out of control, then I don't know. Dark places. So I'm doing that. I'm doing that next week. Want to just get back in control of things. It may be, touch wood not, I'm trying to find some wood, there's my head, right, touch wood not, it may be have to be 2 week map holiday, depending, but it's going to be a temporary pause. I'm intending it to be just the 1 week with the view to coming back immediately and back on track. Anyway, there's all of those. And there's roads. The rail, there were more roads, by the way. The rail, it's a bit uppy-downy with 1 or 2 trees on the line. But that isn't the biggest problem with the rail. This is an incredible case of magic tunnels. Right, so where's that tunnel? Okay, floating tree there. And now, you see this magic tunnel here. You can just about see it cropping up out of the ground there. You don't really want to be seeing tunnels cropping out of the ground like this. I would say that these tunnels were done pretty quickly. Right. Now you're going to be asking, why are you even doing this map? Look, I do this off of the workshop. I look at the workshop page, I look at the images, I look at the description and think, could this be something that might attract somebody? And if it's going to be a map that could attract somebody from the screenshots, and then, well, yeah. And this is to save you from loading the map. Or to encourage you to load the map, whichever it happens to be. So yeah, I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know we were going to have tunnels that you could follow. I didn't even have to go into underground mode to follow that, did I? So yes, this is why we're doing the map, because you don't know what you're going to find until you open it. This could have been an absolute beauty. It's not a bad map. It's not 1 stars. Well, actually, that's your decision. In my opinion, it's not a 1-star map. Anyway, we'll stop following that. We'll come back after this very short message.
Very few maps achieve the coveted all-star status. 5 stars for aesthetic, detail, and gameplay potential. To see them all in the all-star playlist, click the button now.
Okay, back to Kabuki by rastasCS. Shipping and air routes. Well, I don't know why you're surprised. Actually, there aren't any. So, there's that. Water flow in the start square, though. Well, you'll be pleased to know that there isn't any. If you want to pump and draw, you're going to pollute your people. Of course, there are solutions to both of those using mods. So, hey, listen, it's fine. It's fine. Of course, not just mods, but DLC assets as well in the case of water. Right, so the map as a whole. Let me get the camera up. Thank you. Right, pull the camera up. Sorry. Bad editing. It'll have to do. We've got a couple of flat buildable areas. Let's talk about the positives. These feel very nice. They feel flat enough to build on. We're elevated enough from the coast so that, natural disasters we can probably deal with maybe. And these feel decently sized for a Japanese style build, and it does look very Japanese in terms of topography, so credit for that. Decent coverage of trees. I mean, we're not talking about any clever tree painting, we're talking about just complete coverage of trees, but a decent coverage of trees, and sometimes just slamming down a whole bunch of trees is enough. I would say, yeah. I mean, today slamming down a whole bunch of trees probably is enough. So again, I'm not something I'm moaning about, but of course I do appreciate when people go to the extra level and start polishing and blending. Oh, hang on, this is Tadpole Island. I mean, they put the camera to about there. Yeah, Tadpole with a little tail there. Tadpole Island. Don't know if that's a real life location within the height map or whether that's just a glitch. I'm guessing it's probably just a glitch, but hey, listen, let's give some credit. Trying to find credit things. Little lake down here. Nice to see this. Again, don't know if that's there in real life, but it's nice. Trying to find things to talk positively about here, okay? And remember, you have got to do the same. Your comments will be removed if they're not too nasty. No nastiness, thank you. Down here, a little bit of a residue from... This shows that work has been done on the map, because that is from the original height map. That's how it was originally, before they got to the smoothing tool and cleaned the map up. They've done a pretty good job cleaning the map up. Just missed a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, help. Down to the asset of the day by Nardo. This looks great. It's the Riot Building Cyberpunk 2077. Right, Cyberpunk 2077, anybody? Anybody? Okay, factoids because factoids. Cyberpunk 2077 is an action role-playing video game that is developed and published by CD Projekt. The story takes place in Night City, an open world set in the Cyberpunk universe. Players assume the first-person perspective of a customizable mercenary known as V, who can acquire skills in hacking and machinery with options for melee and ranged combat. Sounds fun. Gotta say, sounds fun. If only I had time to have fun. It won't be this week. It won't be this coming week. Gonna be getting my life straight, hopefully. Anyway, this looks so good. I figure it probably look amazing at night. If this doesn't look amazing at night, then right, it's gonna need power. Hang on, let me sort this out. Let's pop down the. I seem to put down 2 windmills there. Okay, let's get the power up. Right, we seem to now have power. Good. The lights came on. Did you see that? Let's go to night view and have a little look at the Cyberpunk tower. Oh, that's nice. Okay, Nardo, you can take a bow for that. Looks like a battery. Looks like a giant Duracell battery. Okay, or generic battery. Anyway, very neat. Oh, the log pops out at that point. Yeah, well, who did that? Cyberpunk 2077 Riot Building by Nardo. Today's asset of the day. Let's get rid of these bits because we're going to need to get screenshots and I'm going to get the whole picture of the map here. Anyway, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Not me. You. Click the I button now in the top right corner of your screen or the link in the description. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, do you know, okay, we can moan all we like, but there's nothing displeasing about what we see today. It doesn't really jar on the eye. There is a little bit of polishing that needs to be done with the old pixelization, and of course there are some trees missing, so we don't know just how great it'll be. But as it is, I think it's 3 stars, but I'm going to have to go to the bottom end because there will be missing trees and it may seriously affect the score. Low 3. Detailing, yes. We've gone to some effort with the trees. There's some effort, and the roads I've seen worse, far worse, but there's big problems as well. I've got to go low too. I've got to. I've been left no choice. Gameplay, it's playable, but it really doesn't invite you, does it? There's a lot that can be done. I've got to go middle 2, I think, on gameplay. There might even be some traffic issues as well because it is all national roads. Anyway, Kabuki by rastasCS. That is, I mean, this is why WhatsMap exists. To have a look at the map and maybe find you a gem, but sometimes find a map that you can choose to play if it really suits you, but it might save somebody some time. Anyway, time for me to stop for a week from doing this anyway. There'll be more stuff coming, and remember, new series for you to watch from Monday. If you're still here though, use that word of the day to prove you're part of the 20 and out elite, and I'll be back tomorrow with the chart show. Have a great day and see you very, very soon.